Morning everybody, I'm at the Cannon Street car park. You remember, or maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I was here telling you all about the new pay on exit parking. I also interviewed a few people to get their views on it. It was kind of 50-50 split as to whether we thought it was a good idea or not. But now it's been going for a couple of months. I thought it would be nice to come back and tell you what's happened, what do the people really think. I'm sure you all have your own views on this. Up above this video I've put a post there giving answers to the questions I've been asked, which are so people parking in Wood Street car park, which again is a pay on exit car park. Many there use the car park just to drop their kiddies off and collect them again from Northtown School, of course. Now on my previous video I did tell people, because I was told myself that they would get an allowed period to do that, and that actually is 20 minutes or under, which will be free parking. But of course what's happening is it's confusing because the council don't make it very obvious what you've actually got to do. So what's happening is people are coming in, picking up their child from school, going to the payment machine, paying the car parking charge of an hour, even though they've only been there, say, 15 minutes, and then driving out, and then complaining about it, and quite right too, because it's not clear at all. However, what you should be doing is drive into, in this case, Wood Street car park, park your car up, pick your child up safely, say 15 minutes up to 20 minutes later. Simply drive out using the ticket you came in with. You don't go to the payment machine, and you do go out under 20 minutes free of charge. I've tried that a couple of times myself. I did it once at Wood Street, and I've had to do it at Cannon Street here this morning. Which leads me nicely on to the next question that I've had from you all. And it's actually happened to me this morning, so I can completely understand where you're all coming from. I came into Cannon Street car park this morning to make this video report to you. Drove in, got my ticket, and drove around the car park trying to find a space. Got involved in a bit of a jam, and actually it took me probably 10 minutes to get in and get out again because I simply couldn't find a space. Now this is Wednesday morning, as I said, 11:30. This isn't a busy shopping time, unless it is, which is fantastic news for the town, but I don't believe it is. And there's clearly not enough parking spaces, not just here at Cannon Street, but elsewhere. I've actually had to park over by the Brewhouse Theatre there, so that I could walk over here to make this video, and it took me a long time to park there. I had to be very patient indeed. So basically I drove in, got involved in all the jam, like other people have complained to me that they've done. And then of course you drive out, but you can drive out without paying, obviously, because you do get this 20 minutes which I've just discussed on the Wood Street car park side. That 20 minutes is allowed on all pay on exit or pay on foot car parks. But I think it does, certainly this morning to me anyway, has highlighted the need for additional parking spaces which we just don't have in the town. Next question I had was what happens between to get free parking? How do you get free parking? So this is after the chargeable hours. So for example, here at Cannon Street you could park here for free between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. but you must come in after 6 and you must leave before 8 a.m. otherwise you will be charged. So quite simply, and actually I was a little confused by this. I've been into a couple of meetings recently in the evenings and haven't used the car parks because I wasn't quite sure how you do that. But actually it is now obvious to me, but it certainly wasn't before. But basically you come into the car park through the barrier, take your ticket, go to whatever it is you're doing, and when you go to leave again, you simply put your ticket in the exit machine on the barrier on the way out. Now I would have thought, and I did think to start with, which perhaps doesn't say a lot about the way I think, but I did think that perhaps you had to go to the payment machine first and enter your ticket so that it kind of validates that it's free before you have to put it in the pay on exit machine. So that isn't the case. Now I've had a considerable amount of emails and messages on this subject. So when you come in, you take your ticket during the free period, and when you leave, you put the ticket in the machine on exit, not the payment machine, and you will get out for free of charge. Again, I've now done this and it does work. Okay, so the final question that you've been asking me, and it's certainly the most asked, is why on earth can't the council put how much the charges are on the way into the car park so that you can then make an informed decision as to whether you want to pay those charges. At present, as you probably all know, the car parking charge signs are actually in the car parks by the place where you actually pay. So I've asked the council to do that. I've also asked them for some sort of electronic sign which indicates the number of spaces available, or in fact, if there aren't any spaces available, to save people queuing and getting jammed in the car park, as I did this morning. Now, clearly that sort of electronic signage is expensive and maybe impractical. Speaking to the council, as you'll see in the notes I've made above on this post, the council have promised me they're going to look at this. They did say at the time when I first came out here and did the report about 2 or 3 months ago, they did say then that they would give this a 3 or 4 month period, shake out all the problems and then try and solve them. Well, as good as their word, they've again agreed that they would do that. So they are going to look at all these things, and hopefully they will come up with some solutions which are good for us all. But so far that's it. I don't know if you have any more issues on this. Please do write it in the comments below. But it's good news that the council are at least listening, and I guess we can expect no more than that. But the point I would like to make, and make strongly to the council, who I know read my Facebook page, let's have more parking, please. We don't have enough in the town. If we can't park on a Wednesday, then it doesn't augur well for really busy shopping days, Saturdays, Fridays, that sort of thing, does it? So please, more parking for people. Let's get our town nice and busy, and we can't do that unless people can park their cars. I know in theory people should be using Park and Ride, and yes, I suggest that you do, but actually the Park and Ride doesn't even run on a Saturday, so they can't do that, can they? So let's have a bit more parking for people to use, please. Thank you.